How do you manage the unpredictability and volatility of emotions in a season that you have no experience of? In life, we are going to be constantly traveling through seasons and cycles, and yet we're not taught to recognize them, and we're not taught to give them the time and the attention and the space that they need. We're just taught to carry on, to just keep going. But the truth is, some life seasons change you. They literally, fundamentally change who you are. In this short video, I want to share with you a little story in the hope that if you are here now feeling that unpredictability and volatility of emotions, that you can be kinder to yourself and that this exercise will actually help you through. So, the unpredictability and volatility of emotions has 100% been the hardest part of the season that I'm currently in. Because as someone who has always identified as an action taker, a problem solver, the type A, the just get on with it kind of person, and of course, as a life coach, to find myself in a season where I felt like I had zero control over what was going on in my head and in my body, I found myself in full on self judgment. It was scary to feel like I was being taken over by my feelings, and worse, that I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't have an easy fix. All the tools that I had before, all the tools that I use in my clients, I literally just couldn't use them. It was like the person that I was had left the building, and instead I was left with this stranger. And the more I resisted, the more I judged. And the more I judged myself for having the feelings and not being able to do the things that I used to do with such ease, the more resistance I felt. And in the end, I felt like I was completely caged by this constant feeling of unsafety in my body, emotions that I literally couldn't escape, and a fear that I was never going to find my way back to some sense of normality, to feeling like myself. And then I asked myself one question that helped me find my answer. What is available to me now? You see, what I realized was I was trying to function as I was before. But the truth was, I didn't have the energy, I didn't have the clarity, I didn't have the courage, and nor did I have the desire to do so many of the things that I'd done before. You know, grief had changed me. Perimenopause had changed me. Stress had changed me. Anxiety had changed me. This season had changed me. And I was trying to get through it being the person that I was before this season made a visit. Some days, in all honesty, I literally just struggled to get out of bed. I wanted to sleep because I just thought if I sleep, when I wake up tomorrow, things will be different. But as you probably know, that invariably doesn't happen. So when I asked myself the question, like, what is available to me now? What I realized was I could practice accessing peace. So I could feel all of the feelings in my body and hear it all in my brain, and I could find a way to access some peace in my body. I could have all of the judgment, and I could find some way to access some peace in my body. I could feel uncertain and unsafe, and I could still find some way to access some peace in my body. And the more that I practiced this, the more I found that the judgment started to dissipate because I was actively doing something to create a different emotional, physiological, mental state. I also noticed that the acceptance of where I was increased. So I wasn't constantly fighting it. I could just be like, okay, this is the season that I'm in, and I'm going to show myself self-compassion and self-acceptance as I journey through it. I noticed then with those two things that the resistance started to drop. I wasn't trying to be in fight with it. I was trying to understand it and give it the space and give myself the space that I needed. And more importantly, the emotions became a little bit more manageable. The volatility started to decrease because I wasn't constantly in fight or flight. I could see them and I could appreciate them for what they were. And I wasn't always trying to just get out of them. I gave them the space that they needed too. So I want to just let you know that if you are struggling in a season where the emotions and the volatility of them and the unpredictability of them are making you feel like you are a stranger to yourself, please start practicing accessing some peace. How can you just bring a little peace back into your body? What can you think about? Is there a picture? Is there a person? Is there a memory that you can access that just lets you take a deep breath and access some peace? Is there a thought that you can practice? Is there a way that you can just say, this is not forever, this is just for now? Find some way to access some peace so that you actually feel the peace in your body before you even start thinking about it in your brain. And the more you practice that, the more you open up the space that you need to journey through this season, whatever this season is. I hope you found this helpful. If you have, please do leave me a comment. Remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video, and I'll see you again next week.